All right, what's up, guys? Welcome back here for another trade recap. So for today, finishing up small green up $301 today. Traded CLRO and RGLS, both of which were not too hot pre-market, and I didn't really like either of them too much because their float was a little bit bigger and the range on these stocks were really tight. It was about a 1 cent spread, which, I do trade stocks with a 1 cent spread. However, combined with a larger float, these kind of moved a little bit slower, as well as just the range with these pullbacks and breakouts were just not as strong or as profitable as something that has a stock that has a low float. So RGLS, I really wanted to kind of be more conservative on this one, as well as CLRO, especially after just seeing the price action on it, which is why I wanted to avoid it today. And I traded it a little bit. I was able to get some small green on RGLS, made most of my profits on CLRO, which was a little bit better. It had a little bit more of a range, but even still, just was not at least a day for me to be taking big size or high risk. RGLS did have a red to green later in the day, breakthrough VWAP, and actually made a decent move. But I did trade this on smaller size, but I was pretty much locking in. I just wanted to lock in a green day today. I knew that this wasn't going to fly and make skip dollars a share. I knew that potentially this would be backside shortly after the run, and we did get the breakout, pullback, and continuation move, but the backside was nasty. And again, even this dip was pretty aggressive. So still very volatile on this leg here, but I wasn't really trading aggressively in this area. But for the first 15 minutes, the range in this stock was just so tight and very hard to scalp. I was taking my 1 to 2 cent trades, kind of back to back. Not really anything big size. Also not really holding too long. Just kind of taking my quick hyper scalps, kind of adding up into a decent profit. Same thing with CLRO. And this one also was very tough. Very tough near the highs. Definitely needed to focus more on the dips. Did have a tighter range as well. And overall, still pretty tricky day. Still pretty tricky days. So don't feel bad if you are red. We can go over a little bit of why I did not like the price action on RGLS. We can pull up the recap live recording just to showcase why I didn't like RGLS. I didn't really have any A+ setups. So for example, here, this candle here was just absolutely wonky as hell. So we had the breakout, opening range, surge, and then pullback, but it just grew a wick. The price didn't even go down to this level. It just kind of just grew a wick and doing some weird stuff. We get the pullback, and I'm thinking, all right, is that the dip now? Are we going to go lower? And then out of nowhere, we grow another wick. We grow another wick for the breakout. And so I'm like, wait, did we even fill any orders up there? Why is this acting like this? So really kind of strange price action, very wonky, very hard to trust for me. And again, you can see how it's moving. It's just such tight range. It's really hard to time these moves if it's going to be a momentum push towards the highs. And a lot of times I thought we were going to get the move. For example, here I'm like, okay, maybe we're going to start to curl up and retest the highs or break of 3, a real break of 3. But it just fakes me out so many times. So here I'm trying to get for the break of 3, and then we pull back 10 cents, and then we're back up. Literally, I bought at $2.99 for the break of 3. It pulls back in a snap of my finger to 89. I'm selling at 89, taking a 10-cent loss on a $3 stock. That's pretty big. That's pretty big. And now we're back up a second later. So just like that, if I took 3K shares, that's a $300 loss in the snap of my fingers. So, it was good that it didn't size up into something like this, because I knew I felt in my gut that this price action was not something that I do well in, or not something that is favorable for my strategy. And I'm happy I followed my gut with that. Even though I am green, I probably could have made more if I did size up. But if I did size up, I would be mentally thinking, okay, like I need to get now more aggressive. I need to get more aggressive. I'm taking big size. And that would cause me to get into aggressive entries because, taking bigger size, I want to be a little bit more active and maybe take a little bit of a higher entry, looking for a momentum move through the high. And we just never really got that sort of price action on CLRO or RGLS. It really favored a little bit more of a passive trader, one that's waiting for the entry to come to them on the dip setups and then selling on the pops. So maybe I could have focused a little bit more if I was on the lows, if I was going to do big size. But usually on the dips, on the dips, I'm usually not doing mega size unless it's already an aggressive stock, unless it's already making massive moves. On the dip setups, a lot of times I'm only taking big size on those already stocks that are kind of going parabolic versus just kind of like a choppy range, sort of grindy stock. Usually on these sorts of price actions, I don't perform as well, so that's why I keep my size a little bit small. But in a different market environment, I probably would have definitely pushed some size. But for now, definitely, my instincts are telling me that this is tough price action to trade, and I should probably, focus on just staying green versus trying to risk, whatever I had today for a bigger green day, because that probably wouldn't work out. The likelihood of it working out to being a big green day for me probably is not as high as I thought it could be. I'm not like putting myself down thinking that I can't perform well in this market, but I'm just following my instincts of what the market is telling me and how my strategy performs in this sort of price action. So just kind of being aware of that is important, especially, just to prevent any, huge red days. And, even trying to catch this break of 3, it's like, what the heck? Why is it taking forever? It's like stalling out here and then dip. Look we were just about to break 3 on the ask and we've dipped all the way down to 94. So, this is an example of like why this price action gave me a little bit more hesitation, a little bit more passivity in my share size. We're struggling even to break this level. This is not a low float stock to where it's going to be ripping. It's not going to have good momentum and be ripping. Because you can just tell with the price action, it can't even break the $3 level, and it's showing lots of volume coming in. So here we dip down again. Let's see. RGLS. Where was that move that? Yeah, I think it was coming up here, the next candle. Yeah, here it is. This is what caused me to go red. I was up about 150 on RGLS. Now I was looking for this break of 3. I was like, I want this break of 3. It looks good. We have high volume here at the open. We're turning like 3 million shares per 1 minute candle. I'm thinking, okay, we could potentially see continuation after we see this break of pre-market highs, pull back, holding pre-market highs, now curling back up. I'm like, all right, looks great for a break of 3. I'm thinking we can get the break of 3. We curl up to the break of 3. I'm ready to size in for the break of 3. And we were testing 3 for a second, and then we reject. And I'm taking my loss there at 85. I was in at 96, taking my loss at 85. So another 10-cent loss. Only 500 shares. I didn't really size up because, like I said, the price action just didn't feel favorable for me. And now I'm red on the stock. So I went from up 150 now to down $30. And that's already a sign for me that I'm not performing well with this price action. So I definitely want to keep that in mind. I had a cushion on the day, and now I lost my cushion. That's already, a red flag here. So here I am going again for this break of 3. Almost got that break of 3 and rejected let's see again. I just want to look at the level 2. It's going at the break of 3. Okay. And I sold. I hit the sell button in time, but I guess the bids just dropped too fast. I gave it a chance for the break of 3, and even when I should have sold, yeah, I mean, I hit the sell button in perfect timing. I couldn't have gotten out any faster than that without giving it a chance. So it is what it is. You know, it's only 500 shares, but you know, it was a shame that we didn't get that continuation move. We did see, you know, another test later in the day. So there's me trading CLRO. I made about 300 or so, or 250 on CLRO, which you guys can check out. And then if you guys wanted to check out the red degree move on RGLS, you can check that as well on my archives. But yeah, today was definitely a tricky day. So don't beat yourself up if you had a tough time, because today was tough for a lot of people, including me. We can take a look at the statistics. But as long as you're staying green, like as long as you're focused on the consistency and staying green over the long term, the market is eventually going to tell you when to start sizing up. When the market starts giving those juicy opportunities, like the solid, red to green setups or opening surge that just rips like 20-30% out of the gates, or having a bear trap, thinking that it's going to fade, and then it bear traps and rips through the highs and it just flies 50% to 100%. When you start seeing stuff like that, that's the market telling you to start putting on some risk. Right now, I haven't been seeing that, so at least not today and yesterday. So really, until I really start seeing that again, I'm going to try to just stay consistent. Just focus on getting green every single day. Just focus on getting green. Not trying to overstay my welcome, not trying to overtrade, not trying to force, not trying to size too heavy into these B quality, C quality setups. I haven't seen an A quality setup in a couple of days. A lot of basic scalp trades, dip trades, and weak breakouts. But yeah, my largest win 56, my largest loss 52. So pretty much 1-to-1 on the risk reward here. My accuracy is really what kept me green today. My accuracy was 60%, so pretty decent. Looks like the market is closing. But that's really it for today. There's not much else to review. Really kind of like a wash day. I'm happy to be green. Small green. I'll definitely add this towards the account. Just staying consistent is what's important, as long as I'm not digging myself deep into the red, and staying on the right path, staying consistent, staying disciplined, not letting my emotions get to me. And that's what's the the trick about being a successful trader, is just the long-term discipline. You can never let your guard down. You can never, ever let your guard down. If you ever let your guard down for one day, for 1 minute, for 1 second, for one trade, if you let your guard down, it can all disappear. You can lose everything. You can lose everything in one bad decision. That's why you need to stay disciplined. But that's really it for today. So thank you guys for tuning in. Hit that thumbs up button for me on the way out. Also subscribe if you're new. If you wanted to check out my full trading archive, you guys can check that out with the link in the description. Merciless Markets University. Using coupon code Triad, you can access my live trading archive for 40% off. So check that out. Check out the other links in the description as well. And I'll catch you guys tomorrow. All right. Take it easy. Peace.